Hello, everyone. We are here today with uh, a new session for the Out of the Box Developer Podcast. And today we have a special session because we have Matheus Oliveira here with us to talk about getting started with Quarkus from zero to native in 60 minutes. This is a mission.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm
tricky.
very excited about this, and I'm looking forward to see if I can be native in 60 minutes for about Quarkus. And before you present yourself, Mateus, let me just say hello to everyone here. I see that we have Dennis. Hello, Dennis. How are you doing? Um, hello, Victor. Victor is talking from Ceará, Brazil. Nice to see you here, Victor. Hello. Dennis is from Campinas. Nice. We were there some days ago. Me and Hugo in the Soul Java meetup. We saw Dennis there. That's awesome. And Samuel, that is always with us here. Hello, Samuel. How are you doing? We also have Andres. Hello, Andres. He's watching from Lima, Peru. Yeah, we have Andres always with us here also. And let me say hello to our awesome team here from Out of the Box Developer Podcast. Hello, Chila. How are you doing?
Um, I'm fine, thank you. Hello, Luis, Hugo, Mateus. I'm happy to be here tonight and welcome to our audience who wants to learn more about Quarkus. So I am excited about this session to learn more about Quarkus because I am rather as a Spring Boot developer, I am keen to learn more about what is different, what is what can you do? Everything in Quarkus, what is better?
That's interesting because I'm also more Spring developer than Quarkus, but I'm always interested in learn more about Quarkus because it's a framework that is become um, every day more known in the Java industry. So it's always good. Um, it's also always good to learn more about it. And how about you, Hugo? How are you doing?
Hey Luis, hello Chila, hey Mateus, great to be here on time. I was a bit busy this week, but we had a chance to meet each other last week on the Campinas meetup. It was awesome. Always great to meet people in person. I think it's totally different experience, and but things follow up with the later things. And yeah, I'm also looking forward. I'm also started with Spring Boot, and Quarkus is quite new for me, but I've been playing with it. I couldn't use any large scale application, but I always played with some small examples, some things, some stuff that we I need to build for myself for learning, and we also are migrating our so Java website to
Yeah,
Quarkus.
that's true.
Uh, we already did it. We are using Rockio for the static page generation. I have been I have had a good experience every time I do something with Quarkus. So, and I think this is the proposal for the framework, right? Right? It's to bring the joy for development, and I think they are doing great work. So I'm looking forward.
And also, hello to Igor. Hello, Igor. How are you doing?
Hi guys, hi everyone. Great to join you. Hi Mateus, great to have you here with us tonight. Was having some issues to connect, but finally I'm here to learn a lot about Quarkus. It's a great framework that works together in this Java ecosystem. Along, it's would say the rival of Spring. I would say that is another great option that is great to have, and looking forward to learn a lot on today, and also to share my insights on that as well. Subatomic subatomic Java, Hugo.
Yeah, Hugo is trying to show us the Quarkus
Yeah,
logo there.
supersonic
Yeah,
subatomic Java. Yeah,
yeah.
that's
So,
it.
Mateus, you are a backend developer, right? You are working for Act Digital in a project in BMV,
Yeah, that's
BMW, and you're also very active in the community, right? In So Java community, in Quarkus Club community. Please present yourself. Say about you
okay.
for our audience.
Uh,
Yeah.
First of all, thanks for letting me know, make this a presentation today. I'm really glad to be here. And it's a pleasure to meet you all. And my goal today is to get everyone started with Quarks and answer our first question from Anders. I want to make everyone to build to make a native build and not only being native with Quarks. So the final goal is to generate a binary image to execute on your local machine. So, as we said, I work on Act Digital on BMW TechWorks Brazil. It's a hub from BMW, and I am also very active on the community as a Agile leader and also as an open source contributor. Mostly, I contribute to Quarks, but I already did my open my PRs on personal projects, on Jakarta I, and also I also maintained a project with a friend of mine. I also have a blog, which is blog.umateusmesmo.dev, where I write about Java, Quarkus, and some important tools for developers. And that's my GitHub and the repository for our demo today. You might notice me looking to the left sometimes because I'm using two monitors and I like to take a look on the chat. So sometimes I might look a little off.
Yeah, no
Uh,
problem.
okay, shall we start?
No, no
Uh,
worries, Matheus. We will highlight these comments so you can also answer our audience during this session.
okay, thank you.
Okay.
Uh, I
Oh,
think also Hugo uses the right word because Quarkus is all about the developer joy. So you will notice that everything is thinking on the GX, the developer experience. So a lot of features on Quarks is to get the developer more productive. So that's something that I really like about this framework.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
If you enjoy it and if you have fun while coding, you will probably learn a lot more on that. That's
Yeah,
true.
that's
I
true.
heard that today, this afternoon. That's curious.
Also want to say hello to Bruno, that is from Pará, Brazil. Hello, Bruno. And I will share your screen here, Mateus, and I will share your blog in the comments for people
Mm,
to see it.
looks like it's frozen, or am I missing something? Because oh boy, let me
Do
try
you want
to
to
share again.
share again? Okay.
Why do you start sharing there? I'm curious. Andres Oka has
You
said
can
that.
put on the screen again, Luis.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so Arch
Okay.
don't betray me. Guys, Luis is a Debian guy, and I have been a Arch guy. So sometimes I have some weirdo bugs, and Luis just says, just installs Debian, and we tease each other. Please, Hugo, go ahead. You was
No,
talking.
I was curious what Andres are using right now. He said that he uses Quarkus on talks. Professionally, he uses Spring Boot, and currently not using either. Are you using any web framework? So let him answer,
Uh,
and you can start.
Andres, Knowing Andres, he's using plain Java, building his own framework for sure.
A fancy way to.
Go, go ahead, Mateus. Your
Okay.
stage is yours.
Okay, please let me know if the screen froze again because I don't have any feedback on this. So today the goal is to build a REST API to manage talks. So if the out of the box developer wants to manage their talks, maybe it can use Quarkus to build it. So it's a full CRUD application with a Postgres database. We will have some automatic validation too and Open API Swagger documentation. Let's go. Here I have a made up timeline about the presentation. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to accomplish the 60 minutes timeline, but I will try. And we will start with the project setup, how to install Quarkus CLI, how to create the application, and then I will show the dev mode with the route load, the persistence on database using the dev services. I will get more deeply into each step on the next few minutes. Uh, Okay, so why Quarkus? Quarkus is a Kubernetes native Java stack tailor-made for GraalVM and OpenJDK hotspot. It has a startup in milliseconds, memory consumption in megabytes and not gigabytes, live code with efficient hot load, also dev services. So if you are connected to a database, a container database starts automatically. And also we have a native build out of the box, if you will. Let's. The prerequisites for this demo is having Java 17, Maven 3.9, Quarkus CLI, but it's not a mandatory requisite, and Docker for the dev services and native build. So the first step is install the Quarkus CLI with just two commands. I will send in the private chat, guys. So if you can put on the YouTube if you want, okay? I already have Quarkus CLI installed, and if you have SDK, you can just run this command, which is pretty straightforward. Let's go. So uh, I didn't say, but I was some day ago I was a Spring developer too, and everyone is pretty used to the Spring initializer, right? Quarkus have a Spring initializer version, which is good, it's great, but Quarkus has a amazing CLI. So the Quarkus CLI is really great. So and then I choose to use the Quarkus CLI. Then here I have a create command indicating app with my group ID and my artifact ID. And then I have an option to pass all extensions to be installed with my uh, all extensions to be used on my application. So let's go to the terminal. The size is good, or should I increase the size?
I f-
It,
yeah, I
maybe
think would be
just a
good.
little bit.
Yeah, now it's better.
Okay. Uh, so when I run this command, all these extensions are selected and installed in my application. This generates the pom.xml with these extensions and also with some code starts, some examples of how to use these dependencies on my application. Then I can go to the cd demo Quarkus intro, okay, clear. If I run three commands, I will have this three. It's important to note that we have also a Docker folder with Docker files to build against JVM and also to build against native image. So this is already this is straightforward. It's already done on the application creation, and I think as far as I can remember, Spring doesn't support this. You need to build your own Docker file, but I might be wrong because it has been a while since I developed with new Spring applications. So okay, let me show to you
So
some
it's
part
just
of the code.
a quick question.
Sure.
The creation of this Docker structure depends of any of those dependencies that you add while you were creating the the project, or this will be always be created when you create a new project using the CLI.
Oh, okay. So the this code, it's part of the college code starts.
Yeah.
So every extension has its own code start, and you might find more classes depending on which extensions you are adding. But there is an option to use to avoid the creation of cold starts. So if you
Mhm.
use this option during the process, it's you create only your structure and not the only the Docker, the folders, but not the Java, .java files. You know.
Yeah, okay, but so the Docker structure always is created when you create
Yeah,
a new
it
Quarkus
is.
project.
It is.
Okay, that was my question. Great.
Ah, okay, sorry.
That's
No
part of
worries.
the cloud native, right?
Great.
Yeah,
Maybe,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I was assuming. Since this is cloud native, this should probably be always created.
yeah, it's always created. And then we have the same structure here, but I might come back to my slides because I might say something it's already on the slides. An important thing to note is that you can use Maven to generate your code. You just need to use this plugin and pass the following arguments for Maven. But I prefer using Quarkus CLI, but it's really up to you. So here's the tree that I said to you, that I showed to you. We have our code start, and this is a easy way to get started with the each extension. It's really good to interact with our API or our application. So what are those extensions that I add? We have REST Jackson to have REST resources exposed and Jackson to mapping JSON. We have Hibernate or RM Banish to have active record persistence. That's the way it's like the Spring data. We have JHBC Postgres because we are going to use Postgres. And we also have the Hibernate validator to have some easy way to validate some GTOs. We also have the Small RAI Open API for the Swagger UI. Okay. Uh, Before I start, no, I can change the properties first. So the first step here will be set up our application properties with some useful properties. Let me find out. I think the VS Code is okay. I think it's better. Um, I'm using the 7070 port, but this is not needed. I just use this because I want to avoid some port conflict during my demo, which is pretty common. But the full port is 8080, so it's the standard, right? And here I have a physical name strategy to avoid having to write column at name equals name underscore name. So this converts camel case to underscore automatically, which is pretty useful. Uh, just a second here. Okay. Uh, Important thing about Quarkus is that you can have your profiles configured on the same application properties. You just need to use the percentage, the name of the profile, and a dot to separate the property itself, right? So here I have some project configurations that I will use, and this is only for prod. You might notice that I'm not setting nothing to the dev or test mode, only for prod. This is because when I start my application, the dev profile, therefore the local profile, uh, Quarkus will spin up a container of Postgres and will handle all the properties stuff. So the connection URL, the username, the password, everything is handled by the dev service of Quarkus. But I will show this later. So to start our application, we can use the Maven commands, or we can just use the Quarkus CLI commands here. Here you are seeing a wrapper of the Maven. It's just convenient to have an easy way to start the application without having Quarkus installed, but it's not it's not mandatory. You can use the, let me increase the size. Oh boy, oh boy. Okay, you don't need to use the wrapper if you don't want. So Quarkus Dev will build and start our application here, and we can see some stuff, some cool stuff on our terminal. Let me show to you. Uh, okay. A fun fact is that I'm presenting these slides using Review.js. Oh, and then I have a presentation .html on my resource folder, and I'm presenting using Quarks. So you can use Quarks for presenting slides too if you want. Okay, it's already started. At the end, we always have our extensions being used. We also can see up there that the dev services handle the the strategy to interact with the database, and also that a container with a specific ID is started here, and it's a Postgres container, which is pretty useful because I don't need to have uh, uh, how can I say, a Docker Composer file and interact with this Docker Composer file. I just let Quarkus handle it for me. It's the same with Kafka, with Rabbit. If I have some Redis, for example, it's all the same. So here I have the dev UI for my application. I can show a little for you. I can have see my extensions and then interact with them. But I need to show some slides before showing the dev UI for you. Okay, as I was
Yeah,
saying,
Mateus,
please
and
go ahead.
this Docker image that it starts when you start the application, you can manage then the same way you would if you were starting them from outside, right? With any Docker UI or or even on the command line, I assume.
Yes, yes, you can. You can. In fact, I think I have some extension to see Docker containers. Um, let's see. A lot going on here, right? Okay. I don't know which one is now. Probably this one. So I can interact with this image. I can see with this container. I can see logs. I can even connect and run SQL if I want. It's possible. But one important thing, it's the ephemeral nature of this container. So if I stops the application, the container stops too. So you
Stuff
need to,
together.
yeah, that's correct. So you need to pay attention to this too.
Yeah, but that's great. It's kind of the Quarkus magic being seen here. You don't need to worry about configuring these Docker images since they are
Exactly,
dependent of the application. Just run them, and they will go up with the application together. And that's very interesting. Really interesting.
exactly. That's correct. Uh, And here we have the dev UI. It's a interface that runs only during the dev mode or during the dev profile. We can see the logs of the application. We can change the the level the level of the logs if you want to debug some dependence or some class. You can change this on the dev UI, and you can also interact with each extension. You can uh, uh, have some default resources for each extension, personalized resource, which is very great. Even though you don't had configured other properties, you can see all the properties based on your extensions, and then interact with them, change the value using see what is the default value, which is pretty useful if you want to get more use with your demo. In fact, a cool thing that I realized just yesterday, you can even this Quarkus has his own agent MCP, which is pretty great, pretty useful. I I I advise everyone to use. But we also have a MCP server on the dev mode, so I can enable a MCP server for this execution specifically. I'm not too aware about the functionality of this feature, but I found this pretty impressive, and I just discovered this yesterday. It's very fun. You can see all the endpoints on your application, and you also can see the swagger of your application. So with just that extension set up, we can see everything here. Uh, Okay, that's it. Since I only have a code start here, I only have my hello. And then if I execute this request, I receive hello from Quarkus West. Let's do something more interesting. Let me find this hello. Okay, so we have hello from Quarkus Hash. We can have hello from out of the box developer. Then I did not start my application. It's still running, and we can try the rod should load. So let's go to execute. Boom, it's working. Hello from out of the box developer. Let me see if you can see the logs here. Then we have the live load. Uh, Here is the message of the live load. I did not need to restart the full application. I just Quarkus knows that only this code changed, which is pretty useful to help us to have a quick development. I think I can skip this. Uh, here, uh, here is I choosing Spring because with Spring Dev tools you need to stop the application. Not it's not manual though, but it's a full restart of the application, not the only specific bytecode. It's different from Quarks. Uh, let's skip this one. Uh, Here we have a more detailed table about the hot load on Quarks. The hot load on Quarks analyze exactly what changed. So just that part of the jar of the bytecode needs to be reloaded again, and not the entire application. So this gives Quarks a fast way to reload the application, which is pretty good. Okay, so this is the dev service. I also was saying Quarkus starts a container based on what you need. So if you are using Kafka, Redis, Rabbit, Postgres, or even Oracle, uh, MySQL, etc. Quarkus just starts a container to you, and you don't need to handle some configurations. For example, if you are working with AWS, Quarkus spin up a local stack or a floss container to you develop locally without some too much trouble set up in your environment. You know? Okay, you already see this. I can skip. Let's start with the code. I I will create the level of our talks. Just let me delete these classes. And I need to delete the tests as well. We have some question at the moment.
We have some comments. So Danny said that the Spring Maven plugin will use buildback CNCF project to build a Docker image without Docker file when we were discussing the creation of the base project.
I think I already heard something about this. So you just need to pay use the plugin. Yeah. I think Quarkus, when you use the let me see. I know it has an option to build the image too, but I'm not sure at the moment which option is. But yeah, we have the Docker file. But that's great. Something else?
We have some comments from Andres. He said that in one job he's using JPOS because Hugo asked which framework he's using. And in the other, the part I work on, it's mostly standalone Java app, but that project uses Whitefly for the backend. That's interesting. The other project that they started before Spring Boot or Quarkus were in the picture, so we had to write our own kind of framework. This is challenging. Yeah, I'm using a framework that is not used anymore. So if you create your own framework, the problem is to maintain. The project we start before. Okay, I think it's the same, but we had to write or yeah. Okay, that's the
Okay,
same.
okay. So
Yeah.
here,
You showed us some minutes ago that very friendly user interface that Quarkus provides, the dev UI, where you can see the logs
yeah,
and all the dependencies. That's really cool. But from what I see, this is a Quarkus feature, right? You know,
yeah.
if we do have anything similar that is used in Spring, or this is
I
a
don't think
feature?
so because it's part of the Quarkus way, you know.
Yeah.
Uh, each extension has its own model about the dev UI. So I think it's something that only you can use with Quarkus because it's native from Quarkus, you know.
Yeah,
I don't know
that
if the
specifically one,
Spring
yeah.
has some resource. I think Luis talked to me about the actuator having a way to manage the level of the logs, but I don't know about all in on, you know, one
Hmm.
starter with this kind of resources.
Yeah, I don't remember either. If you're watching us and you know something like that in Spring, just let us know in the comments.
Yeah, please. Uh, I didn't show here, but you can even
Mm,
interact with just your files.
that's
So
really cool, eh?
yeah, yeah, that's a lot going on here. You can there is a graph view
Oh,
for your dependence, so you can see.
hey, Chila, a
Like,
graph.
yeah,
Yes, finally I can see something visually. Very good.
yeah,
I
you
like
can
it.
see all your dependents and how they interact with each other. Okay, so the first Java file was just nothing new here, right? But then I have my entity, my talk entity, which extends from Panache entity. And as I said, I don't need to put here name equals eng underscore time because I already use that property that's avoid this boilerplate. This is possible on Spring 2, so it's not a Quarkus feature, but it's nice to know, right? Uh, important thing about the Panache Inch is that we are using a pattern called active record, which stands for the role in your table. So it's different from the usual entities that we see on Java applications where I have my getters and setters. Everything is public. The fields are public. This already generates getters and setters, but you don't need to use. You can just interact with your fields. And, and it's a different way of thinking about how you expose your entities. The main argument about it's if you use getters and setters, you already have a public entity, you know, because it's not it just needs to use your getters and setters. So that's the the argument about the active record. Important thing to note it's that Panache entities give us some stuffs like the ID, like a process math, a find by ID. We have a find, which is a static method as well, and list all for free. You just need to extend your entity. Let me see if I already put in here. Okay, it's out there. Let's go for the next slide.
We
So
have a comment about the dev mode. Then is saying that
Yeah.
Spring Dev Mode will start database using test containers and Kafka if needed, but no UI.
Yeah, yeah. I
okay,
use
that's
test
good.
containers a lot, but
But
I
you
don't
need
know the
to
UI.
you need to set up the dependence for the test containers, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, you need to
Yeah.
configure it. You don't need to do anything of that on Quarkus, as far as I could see.
I don't need to use this with Postgres. I think with Kafka I need to use a specific dependence, but I might be wrong. But uh, most of the cases are just out of the box, just works, you know. But I am aware about test containers, which is great to test into, right? Because sometimes we need to containers through integration tests. So with Panache, we have without Panache, would use plain GPA using native queries, right? So it's okay. Sometimes you need to use, but it's pretty useful having all this just set up on your entity in a use way and with static methods. Uh, a fun fact that you will notice is that I'm not going to use a repository pattern. So it's only the active record. You can use repository on Quarks too, don't get me wrong, but it's a another way to implement this. So let's go with our details. Here I am using some Jakarta validations, which it's not specific with Quarkus. You can use this in Spring as well. It's from Jakarta Bean validation. And I have some automatic validations with automatic messages giving a error and pattern, which is pretty useful to have. So let's go with our tutorials.
Hey, Mateus, as far as I could see, this panache you just showed us would be evolution of Hibernate, and the way it handles the RM, right? And I don't see that neither outside of the Quarkus framework. It seems to be part of it.
Mm, I'm not sure if would use uh, evolution because it's hybrid
Mm,
under the hood, you know. Uh,
mm. So
Hard to
its own
say.
version, would say.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think it's a more modern way to think your database, if you will, because uh, it's not a very usual standard of design, right? But as I was saying, you can use repositories as well. That's nothing stopping you. It's just
Mm.
a different way to use it.
Okay.
Did I answer you?
Yeah. It kind of looks like Spring Data, but with its own characteristics, I would say. I'm always looking in the way from who's coming from a Spring environment into a Quarkus environment. But yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's the hardest path when coming from Spring. It's the data thing because Spring
Mm.
data it's pretty good, right? It's easy to develop, but once you get used it, I think it's not that different. But it's I miss, for example, the uh, derivable queries, you know. You just write the methods and just works, generates the SQL. You don't need to know
Exactly.
the SQL. It's I think it's a quick way to develop too. Um, but I know what you're saying. So I created my GTOs. I don't. I didn't want to bore you with this information. Now I will create my resource. As you can see, I don't have a edge controller here. I just need to define the path of my resource, and then Jakarta WS RS already knows that it's a resource controller, and it's exposing this path. So let's me create here.
Just say hello here to Max. Hello, Max. How are you doing?
Hey Max, good to have you here.
I let some part of each comment because I want to show more in detail for you guys. So let's go. Let's start with our post endpoint. So we have here a post to indicate the HTTP verb, which is post, as you can see. We have a transactional because it's a write operation on database. And here we have our active record with a constructor and a persist method to to insert the register on the database. Uh, okay, there we go. So with this, I think let me close this. It's not needed anymore. With this, I think we can start testing. As you can see, I did not start my application anytime. So I hope this is working at the moment. uh, no, I think that terminal would be useful. Um, okay, boom, it's working. So my talk was created with the with all information. So the speaker, the title, the level, start time, end time. Uh, anyway, everything. So that's it. I received a 201 response, and that's it. Let's go with the gets endpoint. It's good to have everything on a, a copy paste way to use. I don't need
Absolutely.
to write live.
Yeah. Just to let our audience know, we're doing here is as an example. Of course, in a real world application, we would separate that in more layers and organize
Yeah,
your
exactly.
code. But we don't have enough time to be architecting it all here. So it's more to have a quicker way to see Spring in
Yeah,
action here.
yeah. It's just to see some quick difference between Quarks and other frameworks, right? We are not doing fancy stuff here. So here I have my HTTP notation about the verb and also the path. Different from Spring, where we have getting mapping and then the actual map, we need to separate this because it's the way that Jakarta works on RIS. Uh, okay, let's let me grab that crew comment. Um, I just will need to create again because of the drop and create the full strategy. So here I have, oh, I have my list endpoint, which is talks, get talks, and I have the tailed endpoint that return a talk given a ID, right? So that's it. As you can see, I just need to return my GTO. I don't need to return entity response or something like that. It just works. I could do this with the post too, but it's better to use response. Okay, let me grab this. Okay, here I have a REST query param, which converts the class the int on query parameters, so I can interact using the level, right? So let me create the source. Then I need to grab this guy. As you can see, I have search, and then I have a query parameter here called level, and I can see all talks with this level.
Yeah, so you're binding the query param by that annotation REST
Yeah,
query, matching the name of the property, right?
yeah, that's correct.
Yep.
Okay, so let's go with our push. I still have some minutes to accomplish my promise.
No worries.
We are almost there.
Okay, so now I let me list for you to see the difference. Uh, okay, so now I will change the my role, sending the IG and a new request. And then I think all of you already know, but we need to use this valid at valid to validate our details with that notation. Maybe if someone it's not used to Jakarta validation, that's how it works. So if I want to change my beginner level to an intermediate level, I can just send this comment, and boom, it's already working. Now let's
And quick thing,
sure.
guys. Notice that he added these operations and no restart at all was needed from
Yeah,
his side. That's the main thing. It's just restarting by itself.
yeah, that's true. It's all the time it's starting with its exchange. I did not start at all. I start with the code starts and I just change the code.
You just focus on developing and not on managing how the server is.
Yeah, that's correct. Okay, now I will create my entity again. I think if I use percentage dev strategy just update, I this would not be necessary, but this is the default behavior. Now I want to delete. Okay, it's already there. So if I run this curl command, then I have a tool for uh, response, right? Uh, uh, that's it. It's working. Uh, fun fact, something I need to call out here, it's that I'm not building my responses. I'm not sending uh, bad requests, no content. Okay, I'm just return my entity and given a determinate the each operation, Quarkus handles the responses for me. You still might to define 404, for example, but some things is already there. You don't need to worry at all.
Does it get from the at delete or at put, or how Quarkus figure out which status code this should return?
Yeah, it's based on the HTTP verbs, and
That is.
important thing to know it's if some exception unchecked is thrown, then Quarkus will return. It's not Quarkus, in fact, it's Jakarta
Mhm.
RS. Who, any unhandled exception will be 500, you know.
Overall,
So
yeah.
you need to be aware about this. You might want to create a exception handler to uh, work with this.
Sure.
Uh, okay, so here we will see the validation of the wrong data. So if I create a resource, a inch, without a title, I should expect a error like this for all response, right? Uh, here it goes. Here. And then we have this response. I have a status for all. I have a message indicating that my start time is required and the title
Mhm.
is also required, which is already working based on these annotations, right? It's pretty useful. You can use this with Spring, with plain Java. It's a pretty useful library to know. This Jakarta being validation.
Yeah, I would say that mandatory.
Yeah,
You always need to do validations on the backend side.
yeah, please do not write a lot of if this, if else this. Just use being validation. It has even some specific counter things to like CPF for Brazil. I think it has something for SSN on United States. It's a very useful library. Okay, just in time. I have 30 seconds to make a native build with you guys, but I will not be able to finish in 30 seconds. It's take a little more while. But let's go. So the GraalVM compiles Java to a native binary. What this means? It means no JVM, no Java installation needed on your container, startup in microseconds, minimal memory consumption, and a tiny Docker image. It's pretty useful, and you can even use with some some hardened containers. Don't need to the JVM at all. So let's go. To build this on Quarkus, you can use Quarkus build dash dash native with Maven. You can use the dash gnative, and you can build on a container. Was the option. Dennis Arruda. I didn't remember. You can build on using a Docker container. But to be honest, I don't know if this is using the Docker files or not. I really don't know. I think so because they might exist for a reason, right? Let's stop my application and then I can I can. Pronto, that's it. Q clear Quarkus build native. Uh, I think you might not be aware, but the Growl VM the looks for every operation on the Java files. So it takes a while to build a native binary because it needs to check every reflection, every return of methods, f class. Because if it's not have been used, so the GraalVM just remove the files from the binary to have the really the minimal image for each. So it's a little slower compared with the JVM build, but it pays later with a faster startup and a low usage of memory.
Yeah, you lose a little bit of time while you're building this image, but
Really?
then you have a lot of better performance while using the application, right?
Yeah, I was saying that the native build takes more time than the JVM build because
Yeah.
of GraalVM needs to check everything that happens with this code. The reflections, the return of methods, the unused classes. So it takes more time than a JVM build,
Hmm.
but it pays off later with a faster startup and a
Yes.
lower usage of memory.
Yeah. That's great. That's great. We could say the not use the word evolution, but that's another way of building your Java applications, and that's a good way, right?
Yeah, I think it's more a choice, right? You
Yeah.
because when you are making a deploy, you are not expecting downtime even using JVM. So if it takes a while to have a better startup, in some case, that's would be better, right? For example, if I need to scale using the same image, I think it's better having a faster startup.
Mateus, we have a
Wait,
question here. Can I ask the question
sure, go
while
ahead.
you are building there? Okay, so
Don't make that hard question of Max.
yeah,
I
I
have no
will.
idea, man.
No problem. So Max is asking, Quarkus is a microprofile 4.1 compatible one. Do you know if Quarkus has some plans to become compatible to the newer microprofile version? So you don't know. That's not a problem. So
Yeah,
it's
but
interesting.
I think micro profile is Jakarta GCK compatible, right, Max? Uh, I know that Quarkus are not planning to break things for previous version, no? So it might be keep being micro-profile compatible, but I'm not sure about the new versions.
Okay, and we also have some comments here. So Andres told that that's fantastic for demos. One of the reasons I choose it for my talks, in addition to learn it. I'm not sure about what he was talking, but I think it's maybe
Maybe about copying and past code.
yes.
Yes. Yeah, probably.
And Daniele, congrats, Mateus. What a great content as always. And we also have Renato here from Brazil Jug. Good evening, developers. Hello, Renato. How are you doing? Thanks for watching us.
Okay, thanks everyone for watching.
Okay, uh,
It's really nice.
Max complimented here. Regarding native compilation with GraalVM, do I need care about using GraalVM in an enterprise world because of license? Am I right?
Mm, I don't think so, but Quarkus recommends using Mandrel VM. It's a Open JDK version of GraalVM. Uh, it's uh, it's like the Open JDK. You can just use. It's not uh, a Oracle project, so I don't think you need to worry about. Okay,
The build took
my
4 minutes and a half.
yeah, it's pretty it's way more time, right? But
Yeah.
it pays off. Let's get my
Now it's
my
time to shine,
touch.
right?
Yeah, I just need to run my database because the binary runs on prod. But then, oh boy, okay, I already have my
It's
my
already running.
my posters. Yeah, right, posters. I have a lot of posters. Oh man, I need to clean up later. uh, okay, so I have my binary on my target folder, and then I just need to run. Boom, I already started. It took,
Oh,
uh, oh,
instantly.
today was a little slower though. It took 0.1 seconds, which is it's really late. Let me try again. Oh, okay.
You
I
have
don't
too
know.
much
Something's
things
going.
running. Too
Yeah,
much things running in the background. That's why it
yeah,
took
that's true.
so long.
How
Yeah.
dare you? How
uh,
dare you took so long?
should be below 1.1 second.
No, that's awesome.
That's
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
amazing.
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. It's an amazing number, but
Yeah.
I'm used to see fastest numbers than this. But
Mhm.
okay, no problem.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
have,
thing about the Gmos, right?
but
I
I have
wonder
one
how
other
it
thing.
would handle in production with high loads of calls. Do you have worked on any of these scenarios where you've deployed an application using
Great question.
Quarkus with
Great
a lot
question.
of
So
demand?
the the native images are great for startup, but
Hmm.
the ironically, the throughput is better on the JVM build. So
Mm.
uh, JVM it's not that far, you know. It has a high usage and a slower startup, but it has a better throughput. But someone from Oracle, someone which is working on GraalVM, which I don't recall the name, taught me that uh, talked to me that PGO, which is a new feature on GraalVM and Quarkus as well, uh, handles this. So I think we should see more impressive numbers in a pretty soon future. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this a bigger difference or very small difference when you compare
Mm, Quarkus
talking about
Edge.
performance?
This is the official lab from the Quark side. So
Mm,
here we are comparing some Spring with Quarks. Let me find the part about throughput. Okay.
That's interesting because Renato asked about this, about can you give me your opinion about Quarkus framework better than the Spring framework? So you have this comparing blog post.
Yeah, yeah, and it's official. It's from
It's
Quark's
official.
team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
interesting.
Uh, 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 they had this famous benchmark before, but they didn't said it was Spring. But everyone knows, right? So now everything is clear. So they have a new benchmark with Spring, and here we can see a higher throughput with with JVM comparing with native. It's a thing about, but you need to think about this, right? Because in a production environment, you might want to just scale the tasks to handle a higher throughput. So
mm,
uh, you need to test it, right? You need to see how what which approach will be best for your environment. Because maybe you can stuck with the JVM or just use native and then scale more tasks to handle. Because the memory usage it's pretty different from
yeah.
native for JVM tools. So it's a thing to think about, right?
And since we are talking about cloud native, you always need to think about costs.
Yeah,
If it uses less memory, you can scale more
yeah,
instance
exactly,
and it will cost you less or for your
exactly,
company.
exactly. So that's a thing to think about.
Yeah,
And
that's
with
amazing.
a faster startup, you'll be uh, pretty easy to scale, right? You don't need to wait for the tasks to be ready. It
Yeah.
takes less than a second.
This comparison says that the throughput from Quarkus higher is better. So it says that it's beating Spring Boot on this comparison.
It is. It
Yeah,
is.
a- and
So
heavily.
yeah, yeah. So that's the reason because I love working with Quarks. It's pretty performant, yeah, if you will.
Matheus, what about the connection pools? Because Max is saying database connection pool are the bottlenecks. External
Yeah,
connection used to be the bottlenecks on the startup. In this point, I think it's possible to use lazy approaches. Yeah, maybe. What do you think?
yeah. Database is always the bottleneck, right? We can't avoid this even with native or JVM. So
Yeah, cache.
that's the thing about we can avoid. You can share, we can
Yeah.
use proxy of connections, but it's always the bottleneck. Depends on what you are developing on your company. Um, some companies will have more CPU bound. Some companies will have more IO bound. So it depends a lot, right?
So,
Yeah.
Mateus, we are approaching the end of the talk here. So, I want to ask you, um, do you have a final words? Like, what are your impressions, or maybe what do you think about Quarkus versus other frameworks, and why use Quarkus and not native Java and stuff like that?
Mm, Let me see if I want to show. Oh, this is the benchmark. I don't need to show, But I want you to send on the chat the Quarkus benchmarks because
Hmm.
I think it would be useful. Uh,
Yeah, for
okay.
everyone that
Uh,
always worked with Spring, just take a look on Quarkus because this thing is really quick.
Yeah, so okay, we can skip this. I think important topic is that uh, this demo it's on GitHub, so
Mhm.
you can make a fork and play around with this demo and start to use other extensions as for security, observability, and etc. So you should play around with this application. Don't let don't stop just watching. The slides are on this GitHub this repository too. And here I have some useful links to access. There is our official site, the official site, the guides. It's important to know the coach.quarks.io as I showed to you. And here we have the benchmarks that I just showed and the repo with the benchmark comparison. And an important place to get used to Quarkus, it's the Quarkus Europe chat, which is like a forum of the Quarkus team where you can interact with all Quarkus developers, like the committers, official committers. And I think that's it. That's are my social media, my main links. You can reach me there. I use mostly the LinkedIn and the GitHub, but you can try another social medias as well. And my final thoughts to wrap it up is that there is a site called Just Use F Postgres Bro. So just use Quarks, bro. I think it's an amazing framework. It's now it has it is 7 years old frameworks, and a lot of companies are using. And I think it's a very good way to develop with Java, with modern Java. So I think you should at least take a look on a Quarks project, develop your first Quarks project, and you will have a great experience. That's it.
That's
Yes,
awesome.
great. Great, Matheus. Thank you very much for bringing this content and now this demo. I've tried Quarkus for so many years ago, but just tried. And as a seasoned Java developer, worked most of my career with Spring. It's great to see this evolution of Quarkus as an option in the Java ecosystem. And thanks a lot for bringing this here. We can see a lot in an hour of this session, and looking, and I really enjoy learning more about Quarkus today.
Thanks. I really appreciate the opportunity, and I hope everyone else on the chat like it as well.
Mhm. Yes, thank you very much, Mateus, for the presentation. It was really great.
Yeah, thank you, Mateus. I shared all your links in the chat. Thank you for watching us live. And even if you're not watching this live, please subscribe to the channel. Um, we are here every other week, and I hope you enjoyed. And we see each other in the next session. So thank you so much, everyone. And see
Take
you.
care,
Bye bye.
guys.
Thank
See you
you.
next time.
See you.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.